Hola, bienvenidos a GCSE Spanish Practice. My name is Marina, and today we're going to focus on what to do if you have answered all the bullet points in your foundation or higher 90 words question, and still you haven't reached that 90 words milestone. Okay, so what to do when you can't think of anything else, so you have fallen short of words. Today's activity is based on Theme 1, Unit 2, Healthy Living and Lifestyle. But first, what are we doing in this video? First of all, I'll show you what the exercise is about, okay? And we'll see what the task is about to the 90 words. I'll give you some reminders about the writing exam, so if you want to skip and go straight to the question, please feel free. So I'll show you the model question afterwards. I'll show you my answer, and then we'll discuss what to include to access top marks, okay? I cannot show you the mark scheme for copyright reasons, but we know that we can get in the top band 9 or 10 marks for communication and 5 for language. And then finally, you can work on your own answers if you want to. Bueno, vamos. Okay, so in this video, we are writing an article about people and lifestyle. And we have to write approximately, so it is not a suggestion, it is at least, okay, 90 words in Spanish. The issue I find with some of my students, that we're going to see an example today, is, okay, so you have covered everything that needed to be covered. However, it's too short, okay? So how to fix it? Then mention what you think about having a healthy lifestyle, a recent sport activity with your family, and what your plans are to have a healthy lifestyle in the future. So following the usual present, past, and future tense bullet points. So some reminders. You must keep track of timing. So if you're doing foundation or if you're doing higher, please use time wisely. This being the longest task for foundation, I wouldn't use like less than 25 or 30 minutes for this. Okay, so it's like the biggest chunk of your time in your exam. I would recommend like half an hour for question 3, you know, the 150 words. So maybe 20 minutes, 15 minutes for higher to do this part. Okay, and then you also have to complete the translation, remember? So that's 25 minutes for this one. You remember, have a choice of 2 tasks. So choose wisely. The instructions are in English. Sometimes what looks nicer to write about is a bit trickier. So, you know, use your judgment. But do it, take your time, okay? Don't just go and choose one of them without looking at the other one. When you are about to write, instead of starting to write straight away, draft a plan. So what do you want to talk about? Okay, just you can write down on the margin or on the like close to the bullet points, what is it that you want to talk about, so that you have a clear structure and you stick to what is being asked in the question, which is really important. Notes. Write down as many structures, irregular verbs, any mnemonic, I will say it right, I cannot say it. Well, you know, any memory word that allows you to remember what to include. Okay, many teachers use avocado, for example. So writing that down, okay? Remember, 90 words is the minimum, but do not overcomplicate answers. So what I mean by this is, if you write down 300 words, examiners will still mark all of that, but you are more likely to make mistakes. So please just stick to the 90 words, maybe 110 maximum. To do so, maybe if your handwriting is medium to small, write 4 sentences for each bullet point. So that makes like 12, a total of 12. But obviously it depends on how big your handwriting is. And then have a final check. Read before moving on to the next bit. And remember, anything that you're not happy with, you want to change, make it really clear. Examiners will not read whatever has been crossed out. And now, this is today's question. And this is a lovely response to it by one of my students. Now, everything has been covered. I have instructed my students to use a paragraph for each of the bullet points and make it really clear, because examiners like to be able to identify very quickly what has been done. So they cover all of it. Okay. However, it's a bit too short. It's only 71 words. Okay. So it has all been covered, but you wouldn't access the top band because it's way too short. It's like 19 words short. And that's not the bare minimum is 90, okay? If you write something like 85, that's fine. But 19 words to go to get to 90 is a bit too much. So what we are going to do, we're going to see how to add without modifying too much, because my student wrote all of this, then realized actually it's too short. How can I do this? So we can add some stuff, okay, like it's been done here, and that would be marked. Okay, just be very, very careful to indicate where it would go. Anyway, moving on, I just typed it up so that it's easier. Okay, and some like little mistakes have been changed so that it's accurate, but it's quite good. So we're going to take a look at the first paragraph, shall we? And see how we can add and see if we make sense out of it. So what you think about having a healthy style? Sorry, I just forgot to say, we added all of this before we started, okay, drafting. So we have the old rat happy, we have the opinions and the reasons and the wide range of language and developing and adjectives and tenses. All of it is here. I also wrote some of the structures that I think could be helpful, but maybe I won't use them, but I did it just in case I go blank. And now, let's get on with working out where to add something so that we make the minimum 90 words, because we only have 71. So we're going to go paragraph by paragraph. Let's read the first one, shall we? See what we're talking about. So the answer to what you think about having a healthy lifestyle. Personalmente, pienso que dieta sana this goes together, es muy importante porque es más verduras y son sanas. Vale. So personally, I think a healthy diet is very important because it is more vegetables and they are healthy. Sin embargo, a veces como comida rápida porque es muy delicioso. Sometimes I eat fast food because it is delicious. Vale. Okay, so let's see how we can work on that. Now, we need to add words. So one of the things is I changed the S porque to words. There are more vegetables and they're healthy. That's a tiny mistake. Y son sanas. Sin embargo, a veces como comida rápida. Give me an example, okay? By adding the examples with a little arrow, por ejemplo, and say what type of food. And also you see hamburguesas y pizza is like not massively different from English. So by adding this, we have now una, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, 7 more words, okay? So little by little, we are making up for that difference. So just adding an example. Por ejemplo, las hamburguesas y la pizza, ¿vale? Second paragraph. A recent sport activity with your family. El fin de semana pasado fui a partido en el polideportivo. I added because originally it went, el fin de semana pasado fui a partido y jugamos baloncesto con mi equipo. So last week I went to a match and we played basketball with my team. Really good vocabulary here, with my team. So I want to know where. You say what you did, what sport, who with. I want to know where. So add it here. En el polideportivo. So if you can add where, add it. Then it goes on. So went to the sports center. Fue genial porque mi equipo ganamos. It was great because my team won. And then, if we don't know what else to say, we could give an opinion. I could say my favorite is because, or in this case, I added me encanta jugar al baloncesto porque es muy emocionante, because it feels appropriate in this paragraph about basketball, okay? So I love playing basketball because it is very exciting. Great. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 more words. So 12 plus 7, that makes 19. So that's the difference. There we go. But maybe we can add something else. So reasons for activity with your family, done. And finally, en el futuro, so for your plans to have a healthy lifestyle, en el futuro me gustaría comer menos comida rápida y mucho comida sana. Okay, so maybe mucha should be here, mucha comida sana, porque es sana. All right, so avoiding sana twice in the same line, I went for bueno para mí, 3 words instead of 1. Everybody knows how to say good for me. Es bueno para mí, it is good for me. And then added an example. So you say you want to eat a lot of healthy food. For example, say it. So, por ejemplo, ensalada y fruta. And that is another 5 words plus 3 more. Okay, so we are over 90 now. Además, también quiero jugar en muchas actividades de deportes. In addition, well done, very good connective here. I also want to play in many sporty activities or sport activities. And then say again an example. Now, we said por ejemplo twice, okay? Por ejemplo here. So another way of saying for example is such as or like. And the word in Spanish for that is como. I know it's confusing because it sounds like como I eat, but used like this, it means such as like football y natación. So I want to play all the sports like football and swimming. Okay, so from 71 words, and this has been done, and I cross it out so I know it's all done, I went all the way to 101, which is way better. Okay, so we have effectively reached that limit of 90 and went over it. We have also added some examples, so contributing to developing further, and some opinions and some reasons. Okay, so it is way more complete now. Therefore, we can access the top band for sure because we have covered everything, and we have also added, we have the number of words needed. Okay, so what to include? We covered all 3 bullet points, done. We wrote at least 90 words, yes, 101. What we said is very clear, it's straightforward language, okay, that we have used very effectively to answer those 3 bullet points. The student did really well, and the ideas are consistently developed, extended, yes, by adding those examples that we can add with a little arrow, like such. Comidas y frutas y son comida rápida. Here we could say, por ejemplo, las hamburguesas y la pizza, porque es muy delicioso, you see? So just draw an arrow and write it down, okay, to let the examiner know that they also need to mark that. All right, so we did that as well. And now language, we can get up to 5 marks if we avoid vocabulary repetition. For example, we had sana and sana here, and we changed that. Good for me. We have además, we have sin embargo, we have también, we have lots of connectives. So, you know, the vocabulary is simple, but there isn't as much repetition as before. We use the past, the present, the future. We did. Maybe what we need is something like complex sentences, like if it were possible in the future, I would like to eat this and this and that we could do. Okay, so for this student, we would be talking about maybe 9 marks for content, 4 marks for language, given that maybe there isn't much complex sentences. But in general, it's a really, really good piece of work. So well done to that student. And what about you? Would you think the rat would be happy if you wrote your own piece of writing using this prompt here? I don't know. You let me know. If you want to pop your answer in the comments, I would be very happy to read it and give you some feedback. For more videos on writing, role play, general questions, or even how to improve your answers, just like, share, and subscribe. There are new videos every week. Adiós y gracias.